Hey folks, it's Patriot Nurse. Thank you for joining me. In this video, we're going to discuss the things that people are messing up when they're recovering from COVID. So first off, a lot of people are having COVID for the second or third time right now with everything that's going around. And there's a few things that you need to keep in mind if you're recuperating from COVID. The first is you have to pay attention to your rest. And this is something that a lot of people struggle with. I am one of these people because I'm a very driven individual. And because I'm a nurse, that's one of my tendencies in general. But in specific, it is to put everybody else ahead of me and to be focused on achieving the checklist and finishing the checklist and just getting it done and pushing through, and then I'll rest later. But we can't do that, right? We have to really pay attention to the convalescent stage of COVID, and it's more than just a week. And this is something that a lot of people are experiencing, is that it takes a lot longer than people think to recover from this thing, even if you're at peak performance, because people are reacting differently to accommodating this virus and having their body clear it. Now, one of the things that people have asked me is, do you recommend a specific regime or a particular group of vitamins, etc.? Listen, most people who are taking vitamins in isolation are wasting their money, and there's a few exceptions to this. But we call them bedpan bullets in the nursing world, because people, in many cases, if your stomach acid is screwed up, you're not going to be able to digest them properly, and really the body doesn't process vitamins in isolated form very well, because these are processed chemicals and they are not occurring with their natural pairing enzymes and also cofactors in plants from which they're derived. So your best bet as far as nutrition is not to go and spend a whole bunch of money on isolated supplements like isolated vitamin C or isolated whatever. Your goal is to support the body through proper nutrition. Now, I'll say this, you can do everything right as far as nutrition and still get sick from this thing. And it's still a doozy trying to convalesce from it. It is crazy hot in the South right now. I've got my lovely Southern glisten going on. But when you combine the heat that we're experiencing right now all across the nation with the humidity that we definitely see in the South, this fatigues the living daylights out of people. So people are trying to convalesce from COVID. They're trying to heal their body. Their body is trying to get back into its normal regime. And it's dealing with a lot of external requirements for energy expenditure. It takes a lot of energy to cool your body down. And when you're inside running the AC, you may be able to have some type of brief respite from the temperature. But I will testify as a devout Southerner here that it will still exhaust you even if it's cool in the house. So when you're looking at healing from COVID, you really got to pay attention to supporting your body through proper nutrition, and also in particular paying attention to the adrenal glands. So the adrenals, let's start fanning ourselves now. Yeah. The adrenals are responsible for producing adrenaline, which you've heard about, but they are your fight or flight organs, and they produce cortisol. So cortisol, of course, is a stress hormone, causes your blood sugar to rise. It also causes your body to pack on visceral and abdominal fat. And one of the reasons it does this is because it senses that there is a threat, and stress will trigger this. So when your body is confronted with the stress and the threat perceived of COVID, when you're recuperating from it, if your adrenals are not given what they need to come back to a normal state, they will not switch off and you'll go into adrenal fatigue. Personally, this is something that I've been dealing with. Just a little bit of an honest hour from Patriot Nurse. I've had COVID twice, and the first time was incredibly mild. The second time, this last time around, was definitely much more neurological than respiratory, and it hit me hard. And I think the reason why it hit me so hard is because I was very jet lagged, and I was coming back from Israel, and lo and behold, you know, your circadian rhythm gets messed up, your immune system gets dysregulated, and boom, right when you least expect it, or perhaps when you most expect it if you're a science nerd like I am. But what happened in my own personal experience was I did not prioritize the rest. Frankly, I couldn't. I had too much stuff going on, and that's the nature of things. That's the nature of being a person who actually goes out and does stuff instead of, do nothing but draw a check every week, month, whatever. When you're trying to be work-oriented and task-oriented, it's very difficult to discipline yourself to sit back and rest and to really pay attention to you and to give yourself the permission. Nope, I am sitting on the couch today. Yep, I'm probably going to sit on the couch for the greater part of the day for the next week. And yeah, I did that the last week too, but this has got to happen for the long term. And that's not something that a lot of us are able or capable or used to doing. So if you don't pay attention to your rest on this thing, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. And you're going to end up dealing with fatigue because your adrenals are basically fried. So one of the things that I've had to do personally is to really pay attention to my adrenal glands and to take herbs that are focused on supporting those, because the difference between the herbs, right, versus the isolated compounds, herbs are superfoods, okay? And superfoods are nutrient mega hitters. They have not only the isolated vitamins that you would take pills for, but they also have the vitamins and their cofactors and the other chemical compounds necessary for your body to adequately absorb and appropriately uptake and integrate them. You don't get that with isolated vitamins for the most part. So it's something to pay attention to. And I'll put a link in the description box below to the herbal formula that I use. Gaia Herbs is one of them, and then there's a couple of other options that you got too. But I just wanted to put a quick video out there for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If you did, please subscribe to me here on YouTube, Patriot Nurse. You can also support me on Patreon, Subscribestar, Cryptocurrency, and PayPal. I got links below. Next week, we are teaching in Knoxville, Tennessee. And then after that, the next class that we are going to be teaching is in Phoenix, Arizona, then also Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and then Keller, Texas is in December. I am taking November off for sure this year. And then in January, Lord willing, in January, I'm going to be debuting the newest course that I have offering, where we're going to be preparing the herbs and the mixtures and delivery mechanisms for herbal medicine. And I have yet to put that out on the website for signups yet, but I will let you guys know. So just wanted to give you a little teaser trailer there. I hope it was helpful for y'all. Have a very, very blessed week. For now, it's Patriot Nurse signing off, and I'll see y'all later. Bye. Mwah.